On this episode, Matt and Shane go through 5 bets in 15 minutes. A special little dibble dabble on this week's show. Jason is unfortunately not here, so Matt and Shane, take it over. Let's jump right on into it.
Do you like fantasy football and sports betting? Come join us here at the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast, where hosts Matt, Shane, and Jason talk about fantasy players, lineups, and sports betting to help you compete and win championships. And of course, some extra cash. Let's jump right into the show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. Matt and Shane with you guys tonight. Jason is actually in Vegas on a little work trip. So congratulations, Jason. He's been texting us, asking us to get some bets in, so on and so forth. But Shane, how are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. I'm going to send Jason an entire list of players that I think will be drafted where in the NFL draft and making him place those bets for funsies. Just, my own personal torture system for him because he's in Vegas and I'm not. Other than that, though, I'm fantastic. We had one of the best weekends we could have possibly asked for in sports last weekend, and one of the best finishes to the Masters we, ever could have dreamed up. Yeah, your nice little shirt there. Shout out Rory, good job. Way to finally make a putt, my guy.
Hey, straight up though, it is probably my favorite weekend of the year. The Masters tournament is such an unbelievable golf tournament to watch. I had so much fun Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday doing absolutely nothing but watching golf.
Yeah, some of us have that luxury. I unfortunately did not. I was watching on my phone while walking my child laps around our neighborhood to try to get her to sleep. So we had different experiences for the Masters, Matt, but I envy yours. Don't get me wrong.
No, real quick though, shout out to Rory. Congrats on completing your Grand Slam. It was very fun to watch, very nerve-wracking because we know how Rory folds under pressure. Almost did it again. I'll tell you what, Shane, if Justin Rose would have made that putt in the playoff, I would have been extremely scared for Rory to make that 3-footer. Extremely scared.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it becomes a very heavy tap in at that point.
Yes, knees a shaking. But just like the intro said, guys, we are going to give you 5 bets in 15 minutes for this week's episode. I promise we are going to get back into some dynasty talk. The draft is coming soon. We're still working some things out, doing some research, but we do want to get into not only just dynasty talk, but go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, so with that, I think that next week what we're going to do is we'll use the most recent mock draft for Mel Kiper. Because Mel, he's in the know, man. As much as, sometimes he blasts some hot takes that I don't agree with, Mel is in the know. So we use his mock draft to draft our draft, and we'll do a mock draft, and we'll invite people out. We'll have them join us, and I'll try to get that all set up through our Discord. So if you aren't there yet, check the banner, go join the Discord, get 15% off.
That's right. Use promo code Parlay FF to get that 15% off, guys. Like Shane said, the Discord channel over there, the community with us being partner now with Fantasy Six Pack is unbelievable. So go and do that, hit that up, and head on over to YouTube where we are currently live streaming Fantasy Six Pack. That's where all our video side of the podcast is. Go give them a like, a follow, and click that little notification bell because that does help out the show as well. And then for the audio side, head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and look up Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. That is our audio side, guys. We would greatly appreciate if you guys continue to share the love, give us a 5-star review because, again, that helps the show out. And we want to keep doing this because we like doing this for you guys. So that being said, Shane, do you want to get us started on this?
Yeah, I will kick us off with the thing that will take place first out of all of our stuff. And that is the NBA play-in game. Listen, we only have one play for the NBA play-in, and it's mine. And I am taking the Kings to cover 4.5. That's the best line I can find out there right now. It is minus 115 on ESPN Bet. If you don't have ESPN Bet, that sucks. I believe that it also may be available on MGM, but I can't confirm that right now from my thing. It's not connected. So, but yeah, minus 4.5 Kings. It's minus 115 right now. You may get a nicer number than that by, waiting a little bit, playing that line. But I think the Kings have enough firepower to take down what is a vastly untalented Mavericks team that's led by Anthony Davis. If the Mavericks had Kyrie, this game probably is the Mavs win, in my opinion. But without Kyrie, this team is just not a whole lot of anything. And I think the Kings can ride Domantas Sabonis here and let him work AD and, do enough to get by and cover 4.5. I think that, it could be a 6-point win for the Kings. They play really fast. It doesn't tend to lead into good things for the Mavericks, who are a very slow tempo team with AD.
Nice. That's a nice little play there. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the NBA anymore. I used to love basketball, but now it's just like I haven't watched it in a long time. So, yeah, that's a good take. That's a good take. You want me to jump in here, Shane?
Yeah. If you want to do, you have a golf play that would take place next. So I think you go with yours, and then I'll come back in with my fun stuff here.
Okay. So yeah, had a good weekend with the Masters. Won a couple bets there. I'm gonna roll into the RBC Heritage with that starting this week. Okay, so the only play that I currently have is basically just some top 20 finishes. But the one that I'm going to give you guys right now is I'm giving you a 3-leg parlay for the top 20 finish. I love going and betting in the top 20. I do pretty well there. So the first name I'm giving you guys for this parlay is Tommy Fleetwood at minus 105. That's the first leg of the parlay. Tommy Fleetwood, I really wish that I could see him win some more tournaments or win any tournaments. He is such a good golfer. He's very consistent. At plus 105, he played the Masters pretty well, right? So he's just that golfer that kind of stays in the middle and always seems to find a way to finish in the top 20, top 40, top 10. I love him in this spot in the RBC Heritage. So give me Tommy Fleetwood as my first leg. Second leg, Xander Schauffele kind of flew under the radar in the Masters. Started out not playing extremely well, then kind of flipped a switch, turned it on, and before you knew it, he was at -5. He was at -5 at one point, and he had a couple bogeys in there. I can't remember what he ended up finishing. I think he finished -2 on the tournament, and I think he was like in the top 40.
No, Xander?
Yeah,
Xander was -5.
Did he finish at -5?
Yeah, he was in the top 20. I watched him in that feature group for the last part. I had him to win it. He was my sneak pick to win it. And I was so sad with his performance when he came out on Thursday, and then he turned it around Friday and had a good Saturday, and then just compounded it. He shot better numbers all the way through, which is always great to see. But he just didn't have it on Thursday when he came out, and that just set him back too far to compete. But what's funny is they still had him for odds to win. I was watching the live odds that they still were giving him a shot to win, like late in the, and I was like, "What is going on? What do you think he's got some magic in the bag? Like, what is going? He's gonna pull out -6 here? Come on now."
Yeah, dude, I really enjoy watching Xander. I kind of lost track on Saturday and Sunday of Xander. I was just focusing more on like the top 5-6 guys, and just kind of analyzing their golf game. It was like I said, it was magical. But Xander to finish in the top 20, he's at -190. That's the second leg of the parlay. That's a pretty safe bet there. Yeah, I like Xander. So, and then the last leg of this parlay, guys, I'm gonna throw in Jordan Spieth at +130 to finish in the top 20. Those are the three that I have for this parlay, guys. And Jordan Spieth, yeah, he hasn't been winning tournaments, but he has been playing better golf coming off that wrist surgery. He's due for a good finish. I think it's going to happen. And, fun fact here, real quick, he only has one more major to win to be the next Grand Slam guy. One more wager. And then you have Xander and Colin Morikawa, who need 2 more majors to be another grand slam. So those are my three guys for this first 3-leg parlay. Altogether, guys, that's at plus 619. 10 or a $5 bet nets you $30. It's a fun little 3-leg parlay to throw in.
Yeah, Matt. So not to get too distracted because we are almost to our 5-minute mark.
Yes.
Left. I had a 4-leg last week that missed because Hideki Matsuyama missed the putt on the 18th to put him outside the top 20, and I died inside. I died inside when I saw it because I was like, that's gonna put him in the lower group. I need someone to lose now. I was actively rooting on people to bogey the last 2 holes. Like Tom Hogue, I was like, double bogey, Tom, double bogey. I need to double bogey on 18. And he bogeyed, and I was like, no.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
Yeah, it was sad. My bank account was very sad because I was counting the money before it cashed. Now to some soccer. Matt, my guy. MLS season has started. I love me some MLS. It is slept on, which means you get some juicy lines. It means you get some side hot EV action. And listen, I got some stuff cooking. I have been cooking in the MLS all year so far. Not going to stop here. And I'm going to give out some plays here. So my number 1 play, I shared it with Matt, and I convinced him so hard that he jumped on this play before the podcast. This is Vancouver Whitecaps taking on St. Louis SC. Listen, they are playing in St. Louis. St. Louis is one of the worst teams in the MLS right now with a goal differential of -1 through 8 games. They have scored 5 goals in 8 games, Matt. It's not good. Not good. And Vancouver, goal differential of 11. Positive 11. They have scored 17 goals through 8 games, and they have allowed 6 goals, Matt. Tell me, is that good? I don't know. I think that there's a pretty big difference in the talent here. I'm going to take Vancouver to win on the road, and I'm taking it as win. Well, depends on how your book puts it. Matt found out that the most English version of this is tie no bet. But for you astute soccer fans, it would be draw no bet. So draw no bet, tie no bet. I don't know how your book does it, but one of those two. Bet Vancouver. Take the plus 125 on FanDuel or plus 115 on DraftKings if that's your preferable book. Worst number, but preferable book. Get it. Smash play. Vancouver just absolutely decimated Austin FC, which is a significantly better side than St. Louis. In Austin, 5-1 last week. Continue to roll Vancouver. And we'll see you maybe hoisting the cup, surprisingly. Last but not least, play for me. Another complete mismatch. We have the worst team. Again, another worst team, Matt. But this one is the worst in the Eastern Conference. Montreal. Listen, the Canadians. Canada holding 2 of the bottom 5 or the 2 of the bottom 3. Wait, no, the bottom 2 spots. The bottom 2 spots in the East are held by Canadian teams. Canada, get it together. But listen, I'll take the advantage here. Orlando City is a very astute attacking side. However, they give up quite a few goals. But that adds an edge here because Montreal can't freaking score. So we're taking both teams to score no. Because Montreal has 4 goals in 8 games, Matt. That is a 50% conversion rate. That is pathetic in soccer, especially in the MLS when you are averaging 2.5 goals per game. That's pathetic. I'm going to take both teams to score no and Orlando City to win or tie. So you could take, there's a bunch of different ways to bet in soccer for who you want to win, but I'm taking Orlando City to win or tie. It's called a double chance, and I'm pairing it with both teams to score no. It gives me the plus 200, and I'm smashing a full unit on that thing. So I'm pretty confident. I'm just going to keep rolling money into the MLS. I've made a lot of money in the past betting this forgotten about league that exists in America. Thank you, America, for having so many other sports that we care about and letting this one just completely fall to the wayside. I'll take it. Give me the money.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. That was 15 minutes, or that was actually 14 minutes and 55 seconds, guys. So, Shane, if you have nothing else, guys, next week we are excited to get back into football. This was a quick betting segment for you guys. Take those bets and run. Shane and MLS, man, that's a match made in heaven. You can make your money and run to the bank, okay? We got plenty more bets coming your way. Remember, head on over to fantasy6pack.net. Become an all-access member for the Discord channel and so much more. YouTube, Fantasy Six Pack. Click the follow and the subscribe button, whatever it is, notification bell. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Parlay Fantasy Football Podcast. For Matt and Shane, that's going to wrap up this episode. Shane, you know what to do.
Ole, 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 parlay.